No, this was a blast, man. It's like kind of one of the most fun things you can do as an actor because it's incredibly comfortable. Yet you get all the freedom of, you get the most freedom in terms of acting and movement and whatever you want to do. It's time. It's very time efficient, and that's it. It's fun to be a cartoon.
To me, it really is a blast to be able to create something with nothing but your voice. Because as an actor, you always want to be challenged and you always want to play as much as you can. And when you're sitting there with nothing but a mic and you're trying to create this thing that is going to then inspire animators to bring it to life, it really is. It's cool and it's one of the most rewarding things to then see it play itself out for the first time because you have no idea how it's going to go. So for us today was really fun because it was the first time we had ever seen a pilot. Yeah.
How much freedom do they give you in the voice room to sort of improv? Oh, right. A lot. And they keep a lot of it?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the things in the pilot, they let us just riff.
So collaborative and they're not precious at all. And they want input and they want ideas and they want jokes. And
did any of those ad-libs actually make it?
Yeah.
So the animators had to rework it. They had to change the script if you're using.
No, because
they
wouldn't start animating. I don't think until after.
Okay.
So it wound up being fine. But like recently, I had to go back in and do ADR, and that's a little more tricky because you've got to animate it. You've got to go to the animation,
especially when it's an ad-lib.
Yes.
Wait, what did I said that?
Exactly.
When did I say that?
But like you smell like Old Spice and balls and stuff like that was just like stuff that I ripped on and and then they keep it and you're like, oh, nice. I get a writing credit.
Now, you guys had your characters Mondo and Woody in the pilot had like an awesome. You had like an instant rapport. I mean, like there's a lot of chemistry between the two characters.
Yeah.
Did you guys do any recording together, or was it all separate?
We did like the first couple episodes together, and before Josh left for New York, and we also had a few table reads. I got to do the table reads with the rest of the cast for the rest of the show. Josh was there for the first 3, maybe.
No, I was there for a while, but you may not remember me because at that time you didn't care.
You weren't really.
No, I wasn't.
You had to be on Broadway from the recognize
you. Were like, oh, I gotta get to know this guy. But at the time, I was just the guy in the back. They wouldn't even let me sit in the room. I had to sit in another room with a mic and be like, hey guys, it's a great day for me.
You had to Skype from the same.
Just like Andy Ricker back in the day.
Yes, exactly. So we got a chance to build that rapport early on, and he and I have been doing this for 3 years now. We did the first Fox pilot, and then waited, didn't hear anything for a year and a half, and then it came back. So
voice lovers.
I got a question for Adam. How native is the tone of the show, having grown up in San Diego?
Yeah, it's great. It's very native. Between that and DOC, I'm coming from I definitely know my way around beach culture, and it's and I love it. I love that environment. And this one particularly, I almost like an animated one more than the real thing. Animated animation it's such a wish fulfillment type environment. Even in a suburb, even in The Simpsons, it looks beautiful, and the colors in this show vivid, and just these stoner surfer little perverts. I love them, and I love that world. It's a world I prefer to almost for me personally, to any animated series I can think of. Not to say it's better or funny or anything, just the world is actually speaks to me in a way that the others don't.
Well, in that case, I'm going to have to follow up by asking, are you a stoner surfer pervert in real life?
You want me to answer for you? Yes, he is. And I approve this message.
Now it's not official.
Who is your guy?
That's the safest publicity.
Who is my guy? Is that what I'm saying?
Your guy.
But my serious question is actually, my serious question is, if there's going to be a reunion movie to the OC, where do you imagine the characters are right now?
Oh wow. What are they doing? I don't know. I think who's Seth doing? He probably works for like you know, a tech industry type thing. You know, it probably works for some sort of Silicon Valley-esque thing. And I don't know. I haven't actually gone through what they're all doing. I'm sure they're doing well. A few have probably died.
Overdoses.
Yeah, the overdoses, just, you know, disease.
Well, without a camera on them, they probably live a lot longer.
What's that?
Without a camera on them.
Yeah,
Without the
without the
attention.
pressure and the spotlight. I know, but skin cancer, you know, because California sun.
How old were you when you moved out of San Diego?
I was 19. But just to LA, not too far. I could still like
That's
go
what I'm
home.
saying. He doesn't need a guy. He lives in LA.
Got it.
Do you ever have trouble
Just needs a doctor.
having a high school mindset when you're doing the voices coming from some of your...
No, I mean, I think not at all. I mean, it's a character. You have the freedom. You're not on camera with your old face, so like, you know, you can sort of be young. I'm doing it, and I think I'm still stuck in a high school mindset. So it's very easy. It's harder to play an adult, really. I always feel like I'm faking it. Like I have a job. This is my job. I've got to go.
Kind of like me being here.
Yeah.
Like faking
And
this
then,
is a job.
and then can you talk a little bit about what the cartoon is actually about? Like the premise?
What it's about? Well, the premise is, you know, it's about this fictional Playa del Toro, the Southern California beach town, and Josh plays Mondo, who's the newbie in from New Jersey. I play Woody, and I take him under my wing. We're both outcasts, and we both want a lot of the same things in life. You know, there's a cast of characters that inhabit this world, all funny and lovable in their own ways, and the trials and tribulations of high school.
Awesome.
I have a funny thing. As I was watching the show, I pictured Josh as a fat Milhouse and you as a Bart Simpson who actually cares.
That's interesting.
And I thought it's...
That's really funny.
That is.
Fat Milhouse. Milhouse is also a little Tony Hale, too.
Yeah, Milhouse is more
A little
Tony.
Wadska.
Right.
But that's interesting.
Yeah. But he does, you know, I mean, the thing
You're
is,
saying I sound like a woman.
Sorry.
the thing that's nice is that we've all either had these relationships or seen these relationships. You know, this kind of idea of a bromance is something that, to me, is... I haven't seen an animated show that's really about a true person.
No.
I guess South Park is about the boys, but this is about like two boys who are, like you said, going through experiencing the trials and tribulations of being in, you know,
actually living
middle school and yeah, and
And
that's
like Beavis and Butthead, he just sit in front of the TV all day.
no, and I think that's what's great. What's also really nice about it is the structure of the show is one that rewards you for watching. So it's, you know, most animation is standalone. It's like you see any episode and it's about that. This is a continuation of established setups, especially in relation to them and Mondo and Gina. That's a relationship that builds. That doesn't, it's not just like the audience will be rewarded for watching, which I think is really cool.
I think it was apparent in the first show, first episode. By the end of the episode, she knows your name.
Yes.
You know, I think even within that episode, at the beginning of the first interaction, where I'm not even sure how much she, you know, recognized him as far as like their interaction, and then going to Mongo, and then going to Mondo. You know, you see the progress within one episode.
Yeah, and it gets more and more involved throughout the season, which I think is pretty cool.
Did you guys record? Have you recorded every episode already, or
Yes.
Okay. So if the new season happens and you record, if you're still here in New York, will you be doing very easy? Will you fly back out?
No, I'm able to record all my stuff out here.
You can record,
okay.
you know,
Yeah.
really anywhere. I mean, your stuff.
Olivia, while she was doing Dread in Africa, was recording in the soundstage out there. Yeah, so it's like, you know, as long as there's a booth, you can do it.
The directors on Skype directly or something?
Yeah.
Do you need special recording equipment to do it on that kind of level, or can you
Well,
just
you go to like a professional booth and they hire somebody.
Really, they can just use Skype.
The quality on it.
Well, the quality may surprise you, you know?
I was like distracted. I was like, Andre Romano. I was like, yeah, do this.
Yeah. Some people. I mean, look. Sometimes people. I remember there was a desperate need to have me record for the original pilot for Fox, and I couldn't get in, and they needed it immediately, and they had me literally record my lines over a telephone. And I was like, wow, okay. So that's where we are.
Some of the characters on the cell phone.
Yeah, exactly.
One question. Are there any favorite voice actors you might have molded yourself after?
I mean, my favorite, but I feel like Woody sounds a little bit like Barney, like the dinosaur, whoever does that. Maybe a little bit Spicoli, and there's someone else in there that I'm forgetting, but yeah, Barney. I don't know who.
It's funny you say Barney first and Spicoli second. I didn't even think of Spicoli when you said,
Yeah,
watched
So
it.
just Barney still.